And at the end of the aisle, a woman with a pram and 2 small children came out and walked down. And me, being young, tweed-wearing and middle class, went, "Oh, come on, chaps, let's get out of the way." And so I backed up, and as I backed up, I heard a really awful sound. Beep, 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 beep. I looked round to find my 84-year-old grandmother mid-beep. My grandmother's absolutely brilliant. She's at that age now where she doesn't care who she offends or how she does it. I mean, we were in M&S, I know, touch me. We were just leaving, and as we got to the doors opened, and in walked this poor man. And this poor man, he'd obviously been in some kind of accident, probably involving fire, and had, okay, how can I put this politely, unique facial features. And my gran clocked him, and she stared at him for what seemed like an age. And as she stared at him, she yelled, "Oscar, what the fuck happened to him? He looks like a lasagna!" At this point, I'm hiding by the self-service checkout, saying absolutely nothing. Unexpected item in the back of the mirror. Shut up, Till! They're too fucking loud. The thing is, I can't blame her at all, because I say the wrong thing all the time. It's like a condition, and I think it's because when I'm at home, not here, not you guys, I tend to hang around with guys who are sort of lads. When I am in fact lads. Sorry, Dom, I didn't want to have to tell you like this, but you know. Glad that only the castle people are laughing at that. But I tend to hang around with lads when I am pretty much the anti-lad. You give me a girl in a club and I'm fucking useless, but it's enter Federer when you give me a crossword. I wish those were transferable skills. I wish I could walk up to a girl in a bar and go, "Hey, I can do the Times cryptic." I mean, I say the wrong thing all the time, but these guys, to give you an indication of what kind of guys they're the kind of guys who insist on telling you about their night out before, in terms of the injuries suffered by the people in it. Go, "Oscar, mate, Oscar, great night out last night, great night last night out last night. Last night Dom shoved a spoon off his ass. Rectal trauma, it was mental. It was mental." And I say the wrong thing all the time. And, like, okay, an example of this. Over the holidays, my uncle even, told me a joke. He just moved to Hartford. He says about it, he goes, "Oh, Hartford's lovely, but what we didn't know about it was there's an awful drug problem." I go, oh no, everyone goes, "Oh, that's terrible." And he goes, "Yeah, no, I can't get anywhere." Good simple joke, right? Good simple joke. No, it's not. I was in doctor's surgery last time in Durham. I fractured my wrist in a hockey match. I was waiting for the x-rays with the nurse. And while we were waiting, we were talking about Chichester, where I live in the south. And because she wants to move there or something. And as we were talking, my brain, and if this ever happens to you, just do not listen to your brain, okay? Because you will look like a tit. And my brain went, "You're a comedian. Pop in a joke." Never pop in a joke, by the way. Never. Just, it's not a good thing to do. So I went, "Well, yeah, the thing a lot of people don't know about Chichester is there's an awful drug problem." She goes, "Oh, no! That's terrible." Like, if you can't tell, she's also from Wales. That's awful. And before I can get the punch, this particular bit of whimsy out, she carries on. She starts going, "Oh, does nobody care? And the government doing anything about this? Think of the children." She got so invested in the drug problems of the youth of Chichester that when I finally said, "Oh yeah, it's an awful drug problem, I can't get any anyway," her face fell. And she stared at me, and she didn't say it, but her eyes screamed, "You little cunt." What's even worse is the doctor came back in, and I heard her say, "Oh, Dr. Johnson, Dr. Johnson." And he went, "Oh, yes, nurse," because he's also Welsh. She said, "What's wrong, Grace?" She goes, "Don't let this one near the store cupboard," and runs out. I've been watching a lot of TV recently, because archaeology is a really hard degree. I've come to a couple of conclusions about adverts, right? There are 3 main kinds of adverts, you know? There are 3 main kinds, and you can disagree with me on this, but fuck you, it's true. The first kind are the abstract kind. I saw one during a football match over the holidays, when it starts with a silver snow leopard climbing a mountain. And as he reaches the top of the mountain, he leaps, and as he leaps, he transforms into a mighty eagle. And as the mighty eagle swoops down to pluck the sea bass from the Harty River, he turns into a salmon, and the salmon leaps all the way upstream, and on the final leap, he turns into a dolphin, going all the way back past all the salmon, who are presumably going, "What the fuck is this? And as he reaches the sea, he dives, and as he dives, he turns into an enormous whale. And this mighty beast roars itself onto the beach, beaching itself, and as its mighty frame hits the sand, it turns into a woman from Wales who wears a cornetto. It's so bad. The second kind, and you know which ones I'm talking about when I say this, are the adverts that are about an inch away from being porn. I'm talking about every fragrance advert ever, which, by the way, is exclusively marketed to men who will walk into a pub and go, "Alright mate, guess who's getting some tonight?" And they go, "Terry, how do you know?" He goes, "I bought a Chanel No. 5. Keira Knightley was well up free of the ad." But the other ones, like the M&S adverts. You know what I mean by the M&S adverts? The ones who are like, "This week in M&S, succulent breast chicken." Oh, fuck. But that wouldn't work, right? That wouldn't work if it was done by anyone else, would it? It wouldn't work if it was done by, I don't know, the guy from X Factor. "This week in M&S, succulent chicken!" Doesn't have the same effect. Now the third kind, you're going to have to go with me on this one. The third kind, the ads that are kind of like prophecies. And from them, you can see sort of bad things that have happened. And this is a really awful one, but 10 years ago, the English translation of the major advertising campaign by Malaysian Air was, "No one will know where you are." By the way, if you're laughing, that's the wrong reaction. But thanks to that, I finally know who to blame for The Only Way Is Essex. The future's bright, the future's orange. Thanks very much for listening. Good night.